Okay guys, just quickly before the video starts, if you think you'll benefit from speaking one-to-one with me about your hair loss and the struggles that you're going through, click on the link in the description and we can have a chat. Hello to all my Indian brothers out there. So this video, we will discuss why Indian guys suffer from balding so much. And look, this is just my experiences, okay? So this is just sort of what I've come across in life as an Indian guy who grew up in the UK, but also still was sort of influenced by Indian culture quite a bit, okay? So I think the main reason why Indian guys suffer really poor mental health when it comes to their hair loss is because a lot of beauty in India is placed on hair and having hair. And a lot of perceived beauty is shown across by someone, male and female, by having really luscious, long, thick hair. So when Indian guys go through hair loss and they start to bald, and then they no longer don't meet this criteria, they no longer think they're attractive. A lot of media, also Indian media in particular, also portrays bald guys as sort of like the evil, bad characters, okay? The sort of, or if they're not the evil, bald uncle or someone like that, they're sort of like that really old, fat, homeless person or whatever, that sort of stupid bald guy who's overweight. Just the general image around bald guys in India is just really negative, in my opinion. And Indians, I think, quite naturally are blessed when they're born with really thick, black, luscious hair. And a lot of an Indian man's identity is placed on his hair. And when he does have his hair, I think a lot of Indian guys sort of actually, take care of their hair. They like to style it, whatever. Absolutely fine. I used to do the same. But when they lose that, then they fall into the category of, being that ugly bald person, sort of stigmatized by society. You have that sort of negative stereotype imposed on you about bald men in India. So I definitely don't think that helps around the sort of culture and the society and the media around how they portray balding men. Another thing is the cultural aspect. So I know when I was balding, my Indian grandparents, they were like, oh, like you're starting to go bald. They treated it as though something was wrong with me, as though I had some sort of like illness or something like that, and that, something was going wrong. When in reality, it's literally just completely genetic. Men have been balding for hundreds of thousands of years. It's part of a man's life. I think the fact is 60% of men by the age of 35 will experience some sort of hair loss. And I think a lot of Indian people look at it as almost like an illness, as though something's wrong with you when you're going bald, especially if you're young, right? I went bald in my early 20s, even my teens, to be fair. When I was 19 is when I first started noticing my hair loss. So my grandparents started noticing my hair loss. They were like, oh, you're going bald. Like, what are you doing? They almost said something like, I must be doing something which is causing my hair loss. So some of the answers they sort of threw out is like, oh, are you stressed? Are you washing your hair too much? That could cause baldness, when in fact it's nothing like that. It's completely genetic for the vast majority of guys, like 95% of guys. It's completely genetic. So I think that's another thing. If you're going through hair loss, it's treated as an illness in India rather than something which is treated as something which is normal. And I think the third reason is arranged marriages are a big thing in India. And I know obviously India is modernizing a lot, but arranged marriages still forms a big part of that culture. And tied with how your family view hair loss and how hair is treated as a thing of beauty in India, that then also impacts sort of your thoughts when it comes to arranged marriages. Because you think, right, I'm going to lose my hair, I'm not going to be able to find a wife. If I can't find a wife, I'm going to be that son in my family who's not got a partner. It's a burden on my parents for them to find me a woman who's going to take a bald guy, right? And even when you're even if you don't go down the arranged marriage route, You go down sort of the dating route, the love route, or whatever you want to call it. You think, right, these Indian women aren't going to be attracted to me because they're only going to be attracted to guys with luscious, thick hair. They're not going to be attracted to bald guys because of, you know, the stereotype that's portrayed around bald guys. Even when it comes to arranged marriages, you know, the people that your parents are trying to set you up with, you think, right, that girl's not going to find me attractive because I've got a bald head, I'm thinning, I'm going through hair loss. And that causes a lot of mental worry, guys. That causes a lot of insecurity. A huge amount of insecurity, because first of all, these Indian guys think they're not attractive. Secondly, their family members are telling them that something's wrong with them. Thirdly, they think they're not going to be able to find a wife, and that's their fault because they're going bald. So no wonder their mindset is fucked when it comes to hair loss, that their mental health is shit when it comes to hair loss. They're stressing about it. They're worrying about it. They're insecure. They're trying to find options such as hair transplants, medication, you know, disguising with comb overs, haircuts, whatever, in order to disguise their hair loss. Of course, they're going to try and do that. But my message is to you Indian guys, and it's a positive message. I still recommend shaving your head. As an Indian guy who shaved his head himself, I think shaving your head is the best route. As soon as I shaved my head, a lot of my worries around hair loss was shaved off with it. You learn to embrace hair loss. You have to develop self-confidence rather than rely on the confidence of hair transplants and medication of keeping your hair on your head. You develop self-confidence about how you look with a bald head. And that self-confidence actually transfers into other aspects of your life. You become way more social. You'll be way more open to new experiences. Be willing to try new things. All because you had the courage to shave your head and you are no longer riddled with anxiety and worry and insecurity about hair loss. So that's what I recommend, guys. And that's not to say it's going to be an easy process. It's a tough process. It might not happen straight away. If you want help with any of this and you think you'll benefit from having a one-to-one chat with me about your hair loss, then the link is in the description below and I offer a free 10-minute chat. So click on that if you think you'll benefit from it. But I think, guys, shaving your head is the best route. I think you'll go through your own self-improvement journey and you'll come up with a lot of friction along the way. Like your family members might be saying to you, why did you shave your head? Why did you do that? You look worse with that. What I would say is ignore that. Think about how you feel. Don't think about how other people perceive you. Think about how you feel with a shaved head and no longer suffering from hair loss, worry and insecurity. That's what you should base your decisions on, not other people's reactions. And if people say to you, why did you do it? You can decide what you want to say to them. I would recommend something like, you know, my hair was thinning, I didn't want to worry about my hair loss anymore, so I just shaved my head. Be open, upfront about it, be honest, because that is the reason why you shaved your head. Okay, so I hope that helps, guys. For all my Indian brothers out there, stay strong. Shave your head. Hair loss is completely normal. It doesn't define who you are. And you can still live a happy and successful life with no hair as a bald guy. So I hope that helps, guys. Take care and I'll see you next time.